Oh, this is my favorite shit in the world.
This might be the most versatile fuzz I've ever used.
This is crazy impressive.
Welcome back to Fuzz Friday. I believe this is episode 6, and the three of us are back here again. Got a slightly different setup, but as of right now, we don't know which fuzz pedal we are going to check out today. So Dave is going to do the blind pick out of this box.
It's a mystery.
There's a few in there. I think there's like 5 or 6 in there.
Don't screw it up, Dave. You better grab a fuzz.
And let's see what we're doing today.
All right. Let's see what fuzz we're. All the boxes are.
All the boxes are boxes.
All the boxes are like right big. There. What do we got?
Oh, buddy, Walrus Audio
Chris,
Jupiter.
I know.
V2.
I know. Chris is stoked.
I have a lot to say. I've only heard this once, and it was like 5 years ago, but I have a lot to say about it.
Wow.
Man.
So we are going to choose our instruments. Again, I'm the active, Chuck is the passive, kind of Fender style, and Dave is the short scale. So we're going to get our basses all hooked up, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We got everything set up. We've picked our basses, and we have heeded Gregor from Bass the World's advice, and we are not using the tri-parallel mixer to switch. We're just going to have to put up with some click. While the tri-parallel mixer has not been an issue yet, we did anticipate it being an issue at some point, so might as well nip that in the bud while we're here. So Chuck, what are you playing?
I am running a passive PJ. Well, I made it a PJ. It was originally just a P. Bartolini pickups, all passive, and yeah, that's what this bass is. 20 some odd, maybe more, 20 some odd years old, but it's going to be fun.
Cool, let's hear it.
All right, let me make sure the volume's up. So that's just the signal as is. Ooh, I'm excited.
Are we all noon yet?
Everything
All right.
at noon. None of the switches engaged. Not that I know what they do yet, but just so we are clear. Yeah. We do have the manual. Here we go. I'm just going to do open D. I just felt like I should be like, Sorry. Wow.
So I didn't play with any of the switches. I just kind of did the gain and tone.
Okay.
Pretty, respectable gain sweep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was I wasn't paying attention because I was too hasty at the moment to see where he hit the sweet spot that made you'll have to go back and look.
Oh,
where I made my head turn and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was yeah. When we got the fuzz a little bit above the noon o'clock position, it got punchy.
Man, it kicks.
But it never gets staticky, fizzy, white noisy.
Yeah, the bees awesome. In a can or whatever.
Yeah,
let me try this.
It feels completely usable. Just without any of the switches even engaged or the other modes or the bass switch that's there, which you can see when we cut to the video and see that in the overhead. It's completely usable, just everything at noon, and it just gets better as you bring that fuzz and the tone in too. It's nice.
Yeah.
I really like that. Let me pass this on.
Woo! Okay, so I am playing the Warwick Adam Clayton. You guys have seen this bass a lot. It's got the EMG Active PAX. So we're going to see if the kind of, low impedance or buffered signal makes any difference on this. Obviously, this bass is a little bit hotter. So I'm going to go pick, actually.
And I'm not going to do any of the switches yet either. We'll make the round for everybody just with the normal knob turning and no switches engaged. And then the next go through, we'll try some of the switches and see if there's any differences, which I'm sure there will be, but with respect to the short scale versus the active and passive.
Yeah, so let's just go back to all noon if you just want to just kind of play with those knobs.
Yeah.
That is a huge sound.
That sounds big.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I especially like the tone all the way up and the fuzz back to like 9 o'clock. That's got a really cool tone characteristic to it, especially with a pig.
Whoa, that got way different.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The tone all the way down and the fuzz up, it's really, really cool sounding.
Whoa. Before we switch to Dave, I want to check one more thing.
Okay.
If I go a slightly higher tone and a slightly lower gain, I'm not Josh, but if I did my best Josh Steve Harris impersonation. It's pretty articulate.
Yeah.
Like you hear all the gallops and
Yeah. And I today am playing Chris's SG bass again, but
Oh yeah, this is a little different than you've
there's
seen
a difference. It's got new flats on it from Ernie Ball. They're not the Cobalt flats, are they?
it. No, they are the Cobalt flats.
They're Cobalt
Yeah,
flats.
they're
okay.
40 to 95, so they're really light
Light gauge.
Cobalt flats.
Ernie Ball Cobalt flats, and I'm used to playing flats on my steampunk bass in the form of D'Addario chromes, and these sound much more mid-forward than the chromes, as far as I can tell so far.
Let's hear that clean first.
All right, it's
little
everything all the way
quieter
up,
than the active
everything
bass.
all the way.
I'm gonna go just Mudbucker on that.
Okay.
That's a tasty tone.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Let's dress it up
fuzz
a bit.
So much low. I'm going to put back a little of the T-Bird. I think it's so meaty. I think it's almost too much.
Try just
Girl.
backpicker.
Stop it. Why are you doing this to me? You know what I'm talking about. Don't.
So that bass is a little less output than the white one, obviously.
Yes.
But it's like pretty much every bass has sounded massive.
It's huge.
Like-
This is the biggest sounding fuzz I think we've had so far.
I think so. I
on
mean, the
Fuzz
muff was
Friday.
obviously another big one, but
It's a big muff.
do we want to dive into some of these switches?
Yes.
Do we want to figure out what
Yes.
they do, or do we want to read what they?
No. Well, why don't we
guess?
why don't we use them first and then take a guess and then read it?
Okay.
You
Okay,
could
all
be
right.
not
Oh, I
involved.
just fucked. Oh my god! I just found out something really cool.
Spoiler alert.
Should we?
All right,
Are you
well,
gonna
I think-
share it or do you want to wait?
I think the
We should
passive
wait.
PJ
Okay.
is the best test bed for the switches.
Okay, so the switches have been this been in the middle, and this is just a two-way. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where they've been the whole time. Mode has been in the middle, bass has been left, which I'm guessing is off. So let's go all back to noon.
I have to guess on that.
Or actually, no, let's dial in something we like. I'm going to stop you for a second. That bass knob did not do even close to what I thought it was going to do.
It sounds like it shifted.
Oh, we had it backwards.
Bass
Okay,
is on.
so it's not a bass like boost, it's a bass cut switch.
Oh.
So the bass cut is activated when it's to the left. So we've had it technically on
there
the
was
whole
no.
time.
Oh, so the bass cut was on during the first?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so the
Whoa,
low end.
wait a minute.
I
That
know.
was with the bass cut?
Yeah, this thing
Oh
is
my
super
God.
massive with the bass cut turned on.
But
This
here's the
whole
thing:
time?
based on what it sounds like, pun, the bass cut and boost, or flat, sounds like it's happening before the fuzz circuit. Because notice how it gets more muddy, not necessarily more low.
So it's pushing more bass frequency,
Into the fuzz.
frequencies through the fuzz
Which is
circuit.
kind of like when we get to the swollen pickle, we'll find that that's kind of how that circuit is. Is like there's so
Yeah.
much low end hitting the transistor that this feels like it's doing the same thing.
Okay.
Like it becomes less of like a metal rock type of big ass fuzz sound and more like we're getting into like we're tiptoeing, knocking on the door of like synth fuzz territory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's kind of the more groovy single note kind of thing. I think this is.
It does.
suiting
It
well.
has a sharper character.
What if you played like higher notes? So it's definitely coming before the fuzz because the gain got gnarly.
It hit the ceiling.
Okay, so which do we want to keep the cut engaged while we go to mode?
Yes.
Okay. So mode is in the middle. We're gonna start to the left.
Who would have ever thought we would be purposely using the bass cut switch on a fuzz on this show?
I know. We were just talking about that earlier before we started rolling. It was like, a lot of these fuzz pedals, when they lose the ass when you turn them on, like it's kind of a downer. And then this one, we're like, dude, keep it down.
Forget about it, man.
Everything we said was dumb.
yeah. So the mode.
I don't even know which one I like. They're all like so good. I'm like,
They're
every
all
time
good.
you switch it, I'm just like getting happier and happier.
To the right, it
is
sounds
this
to me
feeling called?
like a germanium.
I was gonna say silicon, so that just goes to show that there is no consistency between those two diodes.
I think that germanium tends to sound more.
Is that what this
A
is?
little
Is this,
more
is
white
this a
noise.
diode switch?
It says switches
finding
between.
out.
Yeah, it does. Switches between arrangements of clipping diodes to create an assortment of fuzz tones. Left position is highest amount. Right position is a small amount of clipping, and center is wide open with no clipping. Interesting.
Really?
But it doesn't say what kind they are.
It doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder if that's intentional.
Just open it up. Get a gut
Because
shot.
they don't want people like us to be like, oh, germanium's better than silicon.
Right.
Because I like silicon better.
I normally like silicon better than myself.
You circuit nerds are like, no, we're not telling them, dorks.
Let's hear them again at the maximum fuzz setting. Alright, so the middle is obviously the loudest because it's no diode. Seems like the right, what did they say? The right was the least, right?
Least, yeah. Right was the least.
The right is a small amount.
The right position is a small amount. The left position is the highest amount. So yeah, they get a little quieter. Like middle is loudest, left is a little quieter, right is most quiet. Yeah. All pretty cool. Real quick, I love that just all tone, all fuzz. It's so cool.
When it was on the darkest diode switch, there was so much low end. Everything in here not nailed down was rattling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
No, that's with the bass switch engaged
the right,
too.
yes.
So that's some like teeth shaking tone.
Yeah.
That was coming through.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with. I don't know. I don't know if there's. Did they say? Is there anything in here that's because sometimes fuzz pedals don't play well with active basses.
Right.
I haven't noticed a difference. I mean, it's a little more gain.
It's usually the woolly mammoth gated fuzzes
Fuzz face, fuzz
type.
factory,
stuff like that.
They're definitely. And in personal experience, I have used active basses in like the what's it called? The Fuzzatron. No, Astotron.
Yeah,
the
Mastertron, and it did not play well with that.
Okay.
Yeah, the Zvex stuff, because so much of it's based on the fuzz face circuit, which the fuzz face is the one that is kind of legendary for like, we don't want buffers, we want high impedance passive pickups, the whole deal. But yeah, having the active pickups because they're low impedance is kind of, as far as the fuzz is concerned, and really anything else, it's kind of like buffering your tone.
Okay.
So here's something cool too, and it was mentioned earlier: the trim pot adjustment inside of this.
We haven't mentioned
enclosure. That. Are we gonna mention that?
Yeah.
I kind of want to.
Okay, trim pot. Do we want to pass it over to Chuck?
Are we guessing what the trim pot does?
No, it is the it's the bias.
Bias. Okay.
Which
I
is
figured
usually
it would be.
what they are on fuzzes.
Yeah. let's do the game show read. Trim pot adjustment. Open the pedal's enclosure, and inside the pedal you will find a small blue square with an adjustable screw. Turning the screw all the way to the left will give you the most gated sound. This is where the dying battery effect kicks in. Turning all the way to the right opens the pedal up and decreases the noise gate. Gate.
Okay, so let's take it all the way
How exciting.
to the left, which is where it belongs.
I love how clean these inside of these enclosures look too.
Okay, so out of the box, it's all the way to the right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, buddy. This is the kind of shit I live for. Gated buzzes with low bias.
Now it's going to be super gated, sputtery
zippy
bullshit. Yeah.
It's got, the dying battery.
Let's do it, dude.
Yes.
Oh, this is my favorite shit in the world.
This might be the most versatile fuzz I've ever used.
This is crazy impressive. I'm like.
So, where do we want to put the other knobs for the time being? Middle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
12 o'clock probably best.
The time being is very demanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, talk about synthy.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where you want the bass boosted.
Right.
What fell?
Chuck just rattled something off a shelf.
What the hell fell?
I don't know. Let me go look.
Okay, while Dave is investigating, in my opinion, that's the only place that the bias knob has any business being.
That sounds
Awesome.
so good. It's like you got a second pedal.
Yeah.
You literally have a whole different pedal now when you get that knob turned on the trim pot adjustment. It sounds so different, but still so usable. Yeah, that was
I
it.
don't think so. I am so psyched
We're
on this.
fighting for this pedal. This
No.
is ridiculous.
I'd called dibs on this 5 years ago.
I know. Leave it to me in your will with Dave Stingray.
All right.
There you
And the
go.
G3.
Sweet. Thanks, dude. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. This sounds
Rad.
so good. It's like, okay, I'm not even exaggerating. As far as versatility goes, this pedal is like a Swiss Army knife of fuzz. You have a whole different pedal that you can experiment and try to find usable tones with, which isn't hard. There's a lot of usable options with just this simple setup of the tone and the fuzz. You get so many different characteristics.
That is not a simple setup, though. That's
No.
many interactive pieces.
I mean simple as far as user interface, not necessarily simple as far as their construction. Walrus Audio, man, they killed this. This is incredible.
Maybe the better word's intuitive.
complex but clean.
Yeah. Let's pass it over to Dave. I want to hear that
Aftershave
bass
commercial.
Yeah, okay.
with the gated.
Complex and clean.
with the tone off. T-bird pickup.
Going through so many emotions right now in my face, I can't control it.
T-bird pickup with the tone up.
Real quick, with this bass, I'm liking the mode switch to the left. With yours, I liked it in the middle.
All right.
The T-bird pickup with the tone, I think you had all the way up. You had that. Gnarly. Oh my god. Can I say gnarly? Is that still okay? It's gnarly.
Okay, I like it to the right.
Tone at 2. Mode switch all the way to the right.
All right, so this is a V2, and it's 5 years old. We recently reviewed the Iron Horse version 3, which had a few extra things in that pedal. I wonder if Walrus has a V3 of the Jupiter either already out or on the horizon. And I can't think of much more that it could do. It's awesome. I'm not super familiar with Walrus pedals other than the fact that everybody says they're great. The Iron Horse was the first one I'd ever played.
And the Eras was cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't here for the Eras thing. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah, all right. So I think with that, we will see y'all next week. Be safe, and we'll see you next week. I already said that.